When trying to keep up with what manga is trending and what ones need like great attention for what it does, you will find some great gems, modern or even many years old. And once you get into that series, you just want to savor every small piece it will give. There are many romance manga in particular I have enjoyed from the beginning, and I wanted to dive into each's world and exploration of characters and love. This manga in particular opens up about how there could be two different worlds opposite to each other, and we dive into what really happens when those worlds interact. This is the story of Kaoruhanawa Rintosaku, or The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity is a manga I think it does brilliantly to make it stand itself out as a romance story in this day and age. And when I caught up to this manga, I was deep into this, enjoying every second I flipped through, every panel of a character smiling, and I came out knowing I'm glad I have read this. Even to the point of traveling to Japan and buying the volumes physically, of course among other things in Japan, but still, getting to physically own this manga was a joy. I just wanted to own this manga, which is luckily getting a physical release soon in English as well, so be on the lookout for that. The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity explores the worlds between two schools. One school is an all-boys school with a bad reputation, a place you'll find delinquents and screw-ups who have no future, while on the other side of the window is a well-established girls' school with a highly intellectual students with a bright and elegant future in store with them. We look at our main character in the first scene, Rintaro, a tall, strong, but strangely quiet guy who is well blended with the other guys for this school's image. If you saw him in the streets, you would think he's out for blood. Even though he has this scary exterior, inside he's a really decent and normal guy who just hangs around with his group of friends. These guys are just really normal high school students, but if they ever accidentally interact with the girls from the other school, those girls will treat them lower than dirt. These schools have a hatred for each other that only looks at their worth, while the boys' schools are seen as the good-for-nothing creeps. Meanwhile, the girls are seen as the rich superior complex, thinking they are better than everyone else. It does make you wonder though, why do they hate each other? It feels like one of those moments where you're judging a book by its cover, and it will never try to cross together to understand that it's not all that on both sides. Anyway, while Rintaro isn't exactly the most social type of guy, nor does he take his studying seriously, outside of school, he helps out his family who runs a cake shop, and when he's on his shift, he saw this girl who had multiple dishes by her side, and then she ran out after she saw Rintaro. The next day though, the girl came back to meet Rintaro and treat him to something nice, although what she really wanted was his cake she was treating him to. While these characters are starting to get to know each other, Wagari the girl was interested with Rintaro for some reason, and what made her interesting to Rintaro is how she was the first to not think Rintaro was scary. This was the starting point to their romance story, only to find out that the same window he looked out on the other side of the school was her all along. This manga explores these two characters and their very wholesome chemistry, and it builds up this relationship between the two schools and how these worlds aren't really different. Although it would take a lot for both of them to reach an understanding and to get to the point. The Fragrant Flower does a good job diving into this chemistry blooming between Rintaro and Wagari, as Wagari helps Rintaro to understand himself and open his view of his worth and goals in life, giving him a great developing story to follow along. What I love as well is how this story also touches on the importance of friendship. While Rintaro has a small group, each one would do anything for each other and has each other's backs when they need it. And when they start to understand people from the other side, they accepted them as their own with less judgment. This also helps out the other school as well, as this explores characters who are finding out that it's not really as they perceived it to be, and this teaches them the understanding that everyone is the same. While there are bad people in that world, there are also some good people who would treat you with kindness. There are many aspects to this manga that makes it really enjoyable, and with these aspects blended together, you'll have a story that will provide more than what you think it needs to. And in the romance department especially, I think it's a really wholesome and really well paced series. Romance manga can sometimes struggle with how long to develop into an actual couple, and When is it the right time to confess the characters' feelings? The Fragrant Flower, I believe, built enough development to the romance and expanded more towards and after it, helping these characters grow along with it, and providing moments where we feel the satisfaction of what the characters truly wanted for themselves. This is a good example of a manga that really deserves the attention it's been given, and deserves more of it as well. Reading The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity was an absolute thrill, and if you're looking for a very nice ongoing romance story, this is the manga that will satisfy what you're looking for. So please go read this manga. Honestly, I can't stress this enough. But that's all it for today. Thank you guys for watching the first video this year. I hope you guys continue supporting me. If you have enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe, and comment on how much you guys like this series, because I really want to know how much other people enjoy this series. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and sayonara.